I used to get bullied a lot. So I'm very big and strong today, but I always wasn't this way. I was very skinny, and I was timid. I was socially awkward. I had a speech impediment. I would stutter, right? I could never find the right words. Oh, you have a question?
I think I saw you on my grandma's Instagram.
Oh, your grandma's Instagram. See, that's the last place I would have thought to see myself, on grandma's Instagram. But, oh, it's your grandma.
What put you in the foster home?
In the foster home. So, my mom had some troublesome boyfriends, right? And this is not a secret.
PR lifestyle is more than just hitting a PR in the squat bench or deadlifts. A PR could be going a week without skipping a meal. It's about being the best version of yourself, always improving.
Come on, somebody out there sitting working harder than you. No! Oh! No! Somebody working harder! Hurry up! Let's go! Somebody go outwork him. Somebody outwork you right now.
You versus you.
Do you mind if I take the mask down so they can hear me clearly? Go for it. Is that cool? All right, guys. My name is Larry, and I go by Larry Wheels on social media. So I want you to raise your hand if you're familiar with what a vlogger is. Okay, perfect. So, all right. When I was growing up, when I was your age, there was no such thing as a vlogger, right? So when I was thinking about what I want to be when I'm older, being a vlogger, an influencer, or the kind of entrepreneur that I am today wasn't an option. So when you're my age, there's going to be job opportunities, there's going to be career paths that don't even exist today. So your options are bigger than you might think they are right now. I've been doing what I'm doing now professionally as a career for the last 7 years or so, and it enabled me to travel the world. I've been to Asia, Europe, UK, Middle East. I just spent 4 years in Dubai. So it allowed me to live a very privileged life, and on my own terms. And again, it was something that I never thought that I could do, because when I was in school, I did not like being in school. I was terrible at academics. I didn't do my homework, right? I was a bad student. I was always in the principal's office. I was playing pranks on my students all the time, on my friends all the time. I was a menace. So to think that, I would be the man that I am today was, it's still something that I'm coming to terms with, as my life progresses, because when I was growing up, again, I didn't think that I'd ever be a model citizen, because I was out of control. I actually kicked out of school a couple of times. So what I do is I motivate people to go to the gym. Do any of you work out here? Do you guys like playing basketball, doing push-ups, running, being competitive? Okay, perfect. Everyone in here, great. I love it. So I was super active. So one thing I was good at, besides not being good in books and doing my homework and those kind of things, I was really active. I was super competitive. Whenever I would have free time, I would look to go outside and play. So I did love my video games, right? I would spend an unhealthy amount of time with video games at home. I would do that. But most of my time would be spent, whenever I could, being active, working out, running, and being competitive with my friends. And when I was 14, so not much older than you guys are today, that's when I started working out for real. I started doing push-ups, pull-ups. I started developing some biceps, making some serious progress, some good gains. And I carried that out all the way through today. But at that age is what sparked the obsession. So I believe to be great at anything in life, you do need to be obsessed with it. So some people say, well, how do you work out every day? And I say, well, I don't have a choice. I couldn't stop working out if I wanted to. It's an obsession. It's something that I have to do no matter what. But that obsession got me to where I'm at today. It let me push myself further than I ever thought I could push myself. And I think there is such a thing as a healthy obsession. That's absolutely what working out for me was. And it was so much to the fact that when I was 17, so fast forward a few years, I managed to take it seriously. I joined the gym. I started hanging around the right people, the right friends. I had the right support system. And next thing I know, I was able to learn how to monetize it from being on social media. And social media is super powerful today. It created so many jobs, right? And if not for social media, I would definitely not be here today. So I'm very thankful for it. But it allowed me to reach so many people, right? And if you, not now, but at the end of this, you can look me up, Larry Wheels on Instagram, and you'll see what I've been posting the last few years. Oh, you have a question?
I think I saw you on my grandma's Instagram.
Oh, your grandma's Instagram. See, that's the last place I would have thought to see myself, on grandma's Instagram. But, how old's your grandma?
Good.
How old is she?
She is 62.
62.
She's 62.
Okay, so she's proper grandma. Okay. But before I keep rambling on, do you guys have any questions about, okay, perfect. What's up?
Why did they name you Larry?
Well, why didn't you Larry? I haven't asked myself the same thing. Like, you could have given me a cooler name, you know, but I'm putting some respect on the Larry name. I'm bringing respect to Larrys all over the world. What's up?
How did you get an obsession? How did it start?
That's a good question. So it actually started from a bad place. I used to get bullied a lot. So I'm very big and strong today, but I always wasn't this way. I was very skinny, and I was timid. I was socially awkward. I had a speech impediment. I would stutter, right? I could never find the right words. I could never speak in front of a group of people like today, for example. But I've worked on that. But anyways, back then when I was your age, that was a big problem for me. And bullies, I'm sure you guys know bullies here today, right? Yeah. You guys all know a bully. Oh, you pointing fingers? Who's a bully in here? Okay, I'm not a word with you later. Okay. So, I was bullied, and that bullying put me in a bad place. So, how I dealt with it was I said, you know what? I'm going to get bigger and stronger so the bullies are intimidated by me and they leave me alone. And surprisingly, it worked. Because once I started getting some biceps, they didn't want to play with me no more. They said, okay, this kid's too strong now. He's starting to fight back. Right? And that's how you deal with bullies. You fight back, you put up with yourself, you don't let them push you over, push you around. Because bullies like easy targets, that like I was. Right? They pushed me around, they called me names, I wouldn't say nothing back, I'd cry. I would go and tell my parents, tell an adult, and then that would only make them angrier because I told on them I was a tattletale, and then they bullied me even more. But once I started setting up for myself, right, pushing back, like, this is too much work now. I'll find another easy target. And that was it. Bullying stopped. So that's where it started, right? The obsession, my working out journey, it started when I was 14, tired of getting bullied, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I really like this. Like, not only did this stop the bullying, and I feel great about myself now, it helped me build my self-esteem, right? I had great confidence as a result of it. It was just something that like was a calling. Like I started doing it and seeing the results, and that became an obsession. Right? Seeing the results in the mirror. My mom would take videos of me posing, all oiled up and whatever after a pump, and I just was hooked on seeing my progress, and that kept me going and going and going. And even today, right, hitting my PRs as I call it, my personal records, besting myself, being the best version of myself is what keeps me going. I love progress. I'm hooked on progress. So that's what got the obsession. What's up?
So you just didn't want to lose all your progress that you made, right?
Of course, right. So if you were to stop working out, you would lose all your progress eventually. It's not permanent. So it is a lifestyle. Once you start, you cannot stop. You know, if you start up for a few months and then you say, you know, I'm going to take a vacation, and you come back months later, all your gains are gone. But the good thing is that if you've learned to find something in the fitness space, it could be anything. It could be lifting weights like me, or it could be playing basketball every day. Whatever it is that can get you in shape, as long as you're being active, it's okay.
Why did they bully you?
So like I was saying, I was socially awkward. I was timid. I had a speech impediment. I would stutter. And they'd pick on my flaws, right, because it was funny to them. They found it funny to pick on a kid that couldn't speak properly, right? And even today, I'm struggling with it. So I'm actually going to be taking speech classes, and, you know, it's always a work in progress. Like, communication is what separates us from the animals, right? Our ability to communicate with others, right, can take us so many places in life. You know, with friends, with relationships, your partner, your family, super important.
Do you have another passion?
Another passion. Frankly, I'm pretty obsessed with working out and fitness and all that encompasses it. So right now, that is my one true love. Yeah.
What gym did you go to?
I go to a gym called Zoo Culture in Encino. It's not too far from here, and also one in Woodland Hills. Another one is called No Limits in Hollywood. So there's a lot of good gyms in the area.
Do you know The Rock?
I know of him, and I know that I look like him, but that's as far as my knowing of him goes.
What school did you go to when you were growing up?
So when I was in elementary school, I was in New York City. That's where I'm from. I'm born and raised in New York City. And I went to PS 11. And the last time I was in elementary school was then. So it's been, I don't know how many, like nearly 20 years. So yeah, this is a trip for me.
What was your favorite type of school? Elementary, middle school, or the high school? Or college?
Yeah, so that's a good question. For me, the most fun was elementary school. Once I got to junior high school, did you have coffee this morning? So once I went to junior high school, that's when the bullying started. But in elementary school, there was none of that, right? So after middle school, I actually dropped out of school. When I was 14, I was moved to the Caribbean, so it's a place called Saint Martin. And I was there for 2 years. I was taken out of school. Are you from there?
Close to home.
Okay. Which part?
Believe.
Believes. I believes. All right. So I spent a couple of years there, and while I was there, I was involuntarily, so it was against my will, taken out of school. And maybe there are some days you think, you know what, I don't want to go to school no more. I'm tired of waking up at 6 a.m. and going to bed at 9 and doing all this work all day long in school. School's not easy. You know, but when I was there out of school for 2 years, that only made my speech problem even worse because now I was speaking to no one. I was at home all day long with nothing to do but work out, which ended up being good for me. But at the time, I actually missed school. And this is coming from someone that honestly did not enjoy school very much because once I went to junior high school, I was in 6th, 7th, and I got taken out of 8th grade. I didn't like school very much. I did not want to be in school. So be careful what you wish for. Because if you did not have school, if you were not here today, for anyone here today that doesn't want to be here, right, the alternative is much worse. When you're at home alone with nothing to do, no friends, that's not good. You're going to wish you were here. Is that, you wrapping this up? Is it my time?
I want to clap. You guys hear that, right? The alternative is much worse. I'm in school every day.
That's right.
What?
Get it one more.
What foods do you eat?
What foods? So a big part of fitness is eating the right foods. And to some, that may seem challenging because there are a lot of delicious food out there. Lots of sweets, lots of candy, and it's hard to resist. But once you make it a habit to eat the healthy foods and learn how to make them tasty, then you get the best of both worlds. You got healthy, tasting food, right? So I eat foods like I wake up in the morning. I don't like eggs. I'll just have chicken or beef and some rice, and that's pretty much what I have all day long. I just mix it up differently every time I eat it.
What age were you when you started the gym?
14.
Pay attention in class.
What kind of car do you have?
So I do love cars, and I have a Tesla right now and a McLaren.
Tesla McLaren.
Yeah. And I didn't learn how to drive until I was 25 because living in New York City, you guys are gonna learn much earlier. You need a car here. You're gonna learn way earlier than that. By the time you guys
I
are,
learned how to drive yesterday.
did you? Wow, you beat me to it. Yeah, so you're probably a better driver than me already. So, anyways, I learned to drive when I was 25 because I was in New York City, and over there you don't need cars because the public transportation is so good.
Oh, I got a white Tesla.
That's right. You probably saw it parked out front.
I saw him pull in.
The other one is his. There's one that's really dirty. That's mine. That's one that's clean. Yeah. Yeah. What's up?
I know you said you were from New York, but like, what other, like, where in New York?
In New York? So I spent a lot of time moving around New York. I had a pretty chaotic childhood where I was always moving around. I lived in Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Bronx, even spent some time in Long Island. So I've been literally everywhere in the city for a little bit of time, like a couple years here, a couple years there. But my favorite would definitely be Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn.
Have you been to any type of like? Have you been to? Have you been like anywhere like? Have you traveled like anywhere?
I have. I've been to Europe, UK, Asia, and Middle East. What's up?
What's your favorite fast food restaurant?
Favorite fast food is a classic Big Mac, large fries. It just never gets old. Never gets old. In-N-Out's overrated. In-N-Out is totally overrated, not for me.
Everybody's happy.
If you could go anywhere that you haven't gone yet, where would you go?
Good question. I want to say Brazil. I'm in love with green nature. I really want to go to Brazil.
Have you been to Las Vegas?
I've been in Vegas. Not a fan. I've been to Tokyo. So I take it with the Harry Potter scarf and everything. You like anime? What's up? What's up?
He forgot.
You lost it?
Have you been to Hawaii?
I haven't been to Hawaii.
Ooh, we need to go.
Yeah, I have, but I need to go. We definitely need to go. Oh, what's up?
What colleges have you been to?
So I only did one semester in college, and that was Bronx Community College in the Bronx. And I went there because this was at a time when I didn't know what I wanted to do as a career. So I said, you know what? My friend's a police officer. He's my best friend at the time. It has great benefits, right? And that's enough for me. So I went to school for criminal justice to be a police officer like my friend, right? And I was bored. So I ended up finding, thankfully, another way to make a living, and that's what I'm doing today. Yeah. What's up?
What's his name? What's your name?
Adam.
Oh.
I'm his manager.
It's on his sticker.
Yeah, see, it's on the
Oh.
It's okay, I'm not observant either.
Okay.
You remembered it now?
What place do you not like the most?
Good. Yeah, that's good. I hate to say it, but the UK. I just hate the weather there. I love the people from the UK. If you ever go to England, the United Kingdom, the people there are very friendly and they're very funny, right? They have great sense of humor, but the weather there is very bad. It's cloudy, rainy every day. It's cold, windy. Yeah, not for me. The weather is everything to me. That's why I moved out here.
What was one of your favorite places you went?
My favorite would be Tokyo in Japan. Yeah, by far.
What's your zodiac sign?
What's up?
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Sagittarius.
I'm a Sagittarius.
All right, Sag, let's go.
Do you guys have any questions on his career?
Yes.
You guys are focusing a lot on travel, right? That's
I have one of your career.
Okay, what's up?
What's your favorite shoes?
But is there any more questions about my career? Okay.
What type of shoes do you work out in?
You guys got
That's
jokes
career
today.
question, yeah.
You guys got jokes today. Okay.
Seeing how big social media is today, right? What was that switch in like your mindset that changed you to say, hey, let me monetize this? How did you come to that point in doing that?
Right, so by surrounding myself with the right people that were in my corner, on my side, that was everything for me. Because when I was around 20, 21, right, I didn't necessarily know how to monetize what I was doing. But my coach at the time helped me figure that out, right? Had it not been for him, right, I don't know if I would have still been on that same trajectory that I ended up being on to get me where I'm at today. So he was a huge piece of that puzzle, and that's why it's super important to treat everyone with respect, you know, and to be kind to people, because you don't know, you know, how maybe you can help someone out in the future, or they can help you out. You know, one hand washes the other, right? And you are a product of your environment. Your friends are your network, you know, and that can get you so far.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So, obviously, they're in the social media age. What advice would you give them if they wanted to take the same path?
Right, so in my particular case, it was fitness. But with social media, I have seen careers made from zero, from nothing, from doing things like there's a kid that reviews toys and he's a multimillionaire, right? That's real. That's a real thing. Right? That's just an example. It's not common, right? I'm not saying go home and start reviewing toys. I'm just making an example that you can find anything you enjoy to do. And if you're good enough at it, right? If you're one of the best at doing it, right? Your chances of making a living from it are that much higher, right? Because in fitness, right, there's so many people in the world that work out, but how many of them make a living from it, right? So I didn't just start working out and then all of a sudden overnight just start making money. It took me years and years of climbing to the top of what I was doing, right? To get noticed, to get notoriety, so people could say, oh wow, he's pretty good at what he does. I'm gonna keep watching him. Right? So that same concept can be applied to anything you want to do. And even at this rate, right? The gaming industry, if you guys like playing video games, I'm not saying go home and play video games all day long, but if you guys are good enough at it, that could be a career as well. I personally know gamers that have made careers off of it. So what's important is that you're doing something that you love to do, that will push you to be the best version of yourself. Yeah, so on that note, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. But thank you for your questions, and thanks for having me today. All right? And maybe I'll see you guys again one day.
What do you guys say?
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. You guys are great.
These are my fourth graders. They're really interested in what you do. They've seen some of your pictures on Instagram because I've showed them to them.
Okay. So Mr. Boyd tells me you guys are very smart. Okay, and you guys are a great class, so that's what I'm expecting to see today. Because what I'm going to go over today is what my career is. And it's actually pretty simple and straightforward, right? I motivate people to work out and be the best version of themselves. How many of you guys here work out? Raise your hand.
I mean,
Okay, I see a few hands raised. Do you guys play basketball? Anyone here play sports, active? You like playing outside, right? Okay, good. Because the last time I was in elementary school, right, was when I was in elementary school. So it's been a very long time. I'm not exaggerating. And when I was growing up, there was no social media. There were no influencers or vloggers. Mr. Beast, for example, there was no one like that, right? I'm sure everyone here knows Mr. Beast, right? And you don't know Mr. Beast? Yeah, I'm not sure if I believe her. I'm not sure if I believe that. But anyways, so what I do is I make videos on YouTube across all social media platforms, workout videos, and as I said earlier, I motivate people to work out. So in the fitness industry, I have various products and services that I endorse, that I work with to make a living. But when I was growing up, when I was your age, doing what I do today is not an option, was not an option, right? I didn't think when I was 10 years old or 14 years old, however you guys are today, that being, you're not? So how old are you guys here?
10.
Okay, 9, 10. Okay, sorry, I'm a little out of touch. Okay, I thought you guys are way older than that. So, when I was growing up, doing what I'm doing today wasn't an option. It wasn't on the cards, right? No one was making a living through social media because there was no social media, right? So what that means is when you guys are my age, right? When you're in your 20s, there are going to be jobs then that don't even exist today, right? So your options are limitless, right? So maybe you don't know what you're going to do for a living now, right? What you want to be when you grow up now, but that will change as you get older. And that's okay to not know right away, right? But the sooner you know, right? So I knew when I was 14, right, that I wanted to work out. And that was going to be my life. And I've been doing so ever since. I'm 28 years old now. So I've been doing it for 14 years, right? I monetized it. Monetized meaning I started making money from it when I was 21, right? So the earlier you get to start and figure out what you are obsessed with, what really drives you to be the best, right? Because we're all competitive. We all want to do better than the next person. That's what drives us to be great. But on the same side of the coin, it's important, to support your friends and to look out for each other, because had it not been for my support team when I was getting started in my career, right, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. My coach, when I was 21, he told me how to make money from what I'm doing, because all I was doing was, sure, being competitive and being great at it, and I was climbing to the top of what I'm doing, but I didn't have a clue how to make money from it. I didn't even know that was an option. I even went to college for a semester, studied criminal justice, just because I thought, well, I'm going to get good benefits, right? I'm going to get a good salary, so I guess I'll just do this because my friend was doing it. But that's not what I really wanted to do. I wasn't going to be happy doing that. So I stopped going to college, stopped going to school, and started working with my coach, started making a living being a fitness influencer, right? And then now I'm more of an entrepreneur because I do a dozen different things in the fitness space. But along the way, after my coach, I've met friends and I've met supporters that have helped me figure out what it is that I have, that I'm working with, so that I can get to where I'm at. So you need to treat your friends with respect, right? Be kind to them. You don't know how maybe you can help them in the future or how they can help you in the future, right? Because your friends are your network, and that is very powerful, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was a bad student. I did not like being in school, and she'll tell you that. She'll tell you all the
Right,
stories.
you can still make it. That's my point. That's why you're a good speaker.
That's right. So
Still a
we're gonna get to
future.
the good part now, right? We're done with the boring career stuff, right? How was I as a student? Because as I tell you how I was as a student, right? Maybe you'll think that after hearing that, like, how'd you get from being this bad student to where you are today? So I did not like doing my homework. I did not like being in class. I could not stay focused for 1 minute on what the teacher was saying, right? No matter how good the teacher was. There were some boring teachers, though. I hope she's not one of them. I know she's a fun teacher. Yeah, there were some boring teachers, but even still, no matter who the teacher was, I could not stay focused for 1 minute, right? I didn't even have the internet back then. I didn't have an iPhone. I didn't have a phone to go on social media and do whatever. I was just, just restless, right? So what I would end up doing is playing pranks on my friends. I got sent to the principal's office all the time. I got kicked out of school twice, right? I was a real problem child, right? There are some things I did as a kid that I can't even talk to you about today, right? That's how bad it was, okay? And besides that, I also dealt with bullying. And I'm sure you guys here all know a bully, right? There might even be one here in class today. Just point your fingers.
We're
Just
not
point your
pointing
fingers.
fingers. We're not pointing fingers.
Okay. Look, if there's any bullies in here, come talk to me before I leave. I'll talk to that said bully, okay? Because I was bullied, okay? I was bullied when I was a teenager, right? So maybe you're not getting bullied today, right? And maybe you've never been bullied. Because at this age, there was no bullying going on for me. But as I got a little bit older, right? So sooner than later, you guys are going to be teenagers, right? And teenagers are meaner, right? They're stronger. They're more ferocious, right? Teenagers are menaces. So I was getting bullied because I had a speech impediment. What that means is I had a problem with speech. I would stutter. I could never find the right words. I was timid. I was socially awkward, right? I had a problem just having a conversation with my friends. And that's not normal, right? So bullies see that, and they see the flaw, right? And they think it's funny to pick at that. They think, oh, he can't speak properly. He's a loser. He's a dork. He's this, he's that. Right? You know, so bullies find that kind of stuff funny. And then what, you know, kids do, what you guys do is you join in together, right? And now it's not just one bully, it's several, right? And you single out the kid that's getting bullied, and the next thing you know, right, in my situation is that I'm just the bully kid, right? So I was like the kid that bullies would go to bully because I didn't fight back. I would go, I would tell my parents, I would tell the teachers, I would tell an adult, and all that would do is make the bullies angrier. Right? They say, oh, he's a tattletale. Oh, why are you telling? Why are you doing this? Right? And that would make them bully even more. So what puts a stop to it, right, is standing up for yourself, right? Pushing back. Do not get pushed around, right? Tell your parents, tell the teacher, yes, but in the moment, right, you have to make it hard for them. Do not let the bully know you're an easy target, because that's what bullies want. They want the kid that won't fight back, that won't say anything back, that's just going to take it, that's just going to bend over and take it. That's what bullies want, right? So when I started working out, that was the reason. I was like, you know what? Oh, I'm tired of getting bullied. This is just killing me, right? It was killing me. I was crying all the time. I was so down about myself. I did not feel good, and I wanted to feel good again. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start working out. And that's what I did. I was 14 years old, just a little bit older than you guys today. And I started working out, and then fast forward 6 months of working out every day, and I was big. I was intimidating. And next thing you know, the bullies stopped. They started respecting me.
Because he was scared of you.
They were scared of me now. They know that I wasn't going to be an easy target, because when you start working out, right, or maybe you're going to a martial arts class, self-defense, when you have that confidence from within that you can defend yourself, bullies see that. They know, oh, wait a minute, this is too much work. I'm not going to put up with this kid. I'm going to go to another kid that's the easy target, right? That's what happens. So that's what I did, and it did work. It did stop. So when I was 14, working out, fell in love with it, and I've been doing it ever since now for 14 years, and 10 years, right, as a career. So I'm 28 years old now, and in a sense, I'm grateful for the hard times I had growing up. I had a very chaotic childhood. I was in foster care. I had several different parents. I was moving all around New York City. That's where I'm from, born and raised. And I never sat still, right? And I would make friends in one school and then shortly later be pulled out of school, put into another. So I had a very chaotic childhood, right? And working out has been my therapy. So I go to the gym. I'll take a question just 1 second when I wrap up this speech. Working out has been my therapy, because when I go to work out, I feel really good. So I'm sure you guys today, when you go play basketball or whatever sport you enjoy playing, you probably feel really good when you're pushing yourself, or when you're winning, right? Maybe you're scoring hoops, right? You're getting balls in the net, whatever sport you like to do. Or maybe it's just working out. If you guys are working out this early, congrats, because that's even a head start before me. Because I started when I was 14. So for me and for many, right, working out is iron therapy. I go to the gym and I feel good about myself. And that's what it's all about. And then making a career off of it is helping people understand that you can improve upon yourself and build confidence, build your self-esteem, right? Not just, build your body, but build here as well as a result from working out. So that's what I do in a nutshell, right? And now I'll take your questions. And if you want me to talk more about what I do, I can do that. But you guys have some questions.
Go ahead, Samantha.
Why did the teacher or the principal did something about it?
About the bullying? So what happens is I'll go to a teacher, right? I'll go to the principal. I'll tell them, so-and-so is picking on me. They're saying this or saying that, right? And they'll go to the bully and they'll say, don't do that again, right? And then this is what happens. You are around the bully when there's no teachers around. There's no parents around. No one's watching. And what do you think the bully's gonna do? He's gonna bully you, that's right. Because the person that needs to do something about it is gonna be you, the person getting bullied. So if you do nothing about it, the bully's gonna keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. And it will never stop unless you stop it. But with that said, you have to tell a teacher, you have to tell your parents, regardless. That means, regardless meaning no matter what, right? Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna stand up to the bully, maybe get into a fight, right? Kids fight, that's what kids do, right? When you guys are young, I fought all the time as a kid, especially as a boy. It's part of the game, right? But maybe it's a one-time you're in the office for fighting your bully back, right? And the principal's not gonna wanna hear it. Well, he started it. They don't care about that. They don't care who started it. They'll say you never push back, you don't do that, right? That's what I was taught.
Always say that.
Right? They say don't do that, right? But I'm telling you, you have to push back just that one time so they understand you're not an easy target. You're not gonna just sit back and take it because that's what they're gonna do. When you're alone, right? When they're not watching, teachers aren't watching, parents aren't around, they're gonna bully you unless you put a stop to it.
Larry?
So,
it's another
you know
Larry.
how
Which one's Larry?
That one's my Larry.
Oh, you're Larry. Larry first. Sorry, Larry.
That's my current.
Are you the one that lives in Dubai?
I did for 4 years. So I just moved here to LA. I love it so far. In January.
But you'll move here in January?
Yeah, I just moved here. I was in Dubai before that for 4 years straight. It was a long time. What's up?
Why you look like you could be played in a movie in Black Adam? You look like
Yeah, let's say that to The Rock. Maybe when he retires, right? Someone needs to fill those shoes, right? Yeah, he's had a long career.
Yeah, but you remember how you were saying like martial arts or self-defense?
That's right. What would you like to know about that?
No, I wanted to say something. There is a technique that can disable nerves.
That's right.
I forgot what the technique was called, but okay, you use your elbow and just hit them in the face and maybe dislocate their arm.
Okay, that sounds violent, but yeah, that's one way of defending yourself. Yeah, but it really comes from just knowing that you can defend yourself. It comes from confidence. Bullies prey on the weak. They want weak kids. They don't want strong kids. So confidence, right, is something that everyone can see. If you're a confident kid, if you're a confident adult, everyone's gonna see that. You don't have to show it by hitting someone, right? It's the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, your posture, that's confidence. And bullies will see that. They're not gonna pick on the confident kid. You'll never see that. They'll pick on the quiet kid. I was the quiet kid. I was a timid kid, yes. I was the one that was socially awkward, so I was the one picked on.
Sounds familiar.
Poquito. Poquito. Very little, not enough.
So I have 6 students from Colombia. So for your mama, I told them my older sister is half Colombian, and then I got my 6 Colombian kids right here.
6 of them in here.
6. They just,
Really, just
yeah,
somebody from Colombia here.
6.
Wow.
Yeah, they just came.
From which? Okay.
Where's the fat one?
What's happening?
Exactly. So I have roots in Medellin, Colombia. I don't know exactly what part of my family, but supposedly there's somewhere there. What's up?
6.
Okay, go Maya.
You lucky from going to New York, but anyway, do you know the bully name?
The bully's name? See, I don't remember the names. I just remember that they were a pain in my butt. I don't remember their names. Yeah, I'm 6'1", with shoes on. What's up? Sorry?
Where are you from?
I'm from New York City.
Nueva York.
Ooh, you took me out there.
Sorry?
What put you in the foster home?
In the foster home. So, my mom had some troublesome boyfriends, right? And this is not a secret, right? She had some troublesome boyfriends, guys who were just no good. And basically, one day, she was having a fight with her boyfriend. And the fight was happening downstairs. The fight escalated, right? That means it got very bad. And police got involved, okay? And the boyfriend she had at the time said that she was beating him up. And they believed him. So what that meant is I was in a home that was unfit. So I was in a unstable home, right? I was in a home that wasn't safe for a kid. So they took me out of that home and put me into another one, right, with new parents, foster parents.
Was your parents black?
Sorry?
Was your foster parents black?
One of them were, yes. So I went through about 3 or 4 foster homes, and one of the homes were black. It was a black family, and I had a black foster brother. Yes.
Was he fun?
Was that he? Yeah, he looked out for me. He was older, so he was like an older brother. You know, he was like a role model for me at the time. You know, he would.
My sister ain't like that, but she disrespectful.
Yeah.
So it felt like you had an actual brother in your life when you had that foster brother?
You know, for the short time that I was there, it was just under a year, I believe. But it did, you know, and it was nice having someone that just had all the answers I wanted to have. Yeah, no doubt.
Larry, did you want to do a
Who wants to do push-ups with Larry? Who wants to do push-ups?
Okay, all right, so it's Larry versus Larry.
Larry versus
Duel to the death. All right. Okay, on your mark, get set, go.
Come on, Larry. Which Larry am I talking to?
Larry Thomas.
Larry Thomas. Come on, kid.
Is Larry doing 4 reps?
Come on, Larry. You got him.
It works out.
How is he beating you?
Beautiful. The energy of the youth, man. And the competitive spirit of Larry. Yes. Larry's got that fire in him.
Don't give up, Larry.
Larry's doing quarter reps over there.
What did I say?
All right, you guys are great. See you guys soon. Yeah. Take it easy.